Hi everybody, welcome to part 4 of our training. First one we learned about how to prospect online and social media prospecting. The second thing that we learned about was meeting people in person and how to talk to people. The third one is talking to that person on the phone and setting the appointment. Now we're at the spot where you're at the appointment. You're actually sitting down with the prospect. We're going to do this in 2 parts depending on how much time it takes you to get through the first part. Remember, we want this to be a quick 15, maybe 20-minute conversation. We don't want it to be very long. We want to kind of rip through it and leave them hanging for the next time, or we'll talk. Because we don't want to be wasting a lot of their time, because people are busy, and if you're going to sit down there with them for 45 minutes, they better really know what it's about. Now, let's get rocking. The first thing that you want to know is it's very basics, and I learned this a long time ago, is FORM. And FORM stands for family, occupation, recreation, message. In that order: message, or some people say money, family, occupation, recreation, money. You're always going to want to ask them things about their family. You want to know about them. How many kids do you have? Are you married? Family. Where are they from? Are you originally from this area? Are you, were you raised in Chicago? Are you from Connecticut? So their family. Occupation. What does that person do for a living? Are they an accountant? Are they a doctor? Are they a construction worker? All of those things. And while you're listening to them, you're saving the information that they are telling you. You want to know if they're satisfied with their job. You want to know those things. Then you're going to talk about recreation. What do you like to do to wind down? And share with them what you like to wind down. Maybe you like to fish. Maybe you like to golf. Maybe he is a golfer. I golf 3 times a year, and I'm not very good at it, but I can hang. And talk to them about that. Maybe they like to fish. Whatever. Your goal is to get them listening to you and liking you. That's the very most important goal. Because a lot of times you're not selling the product, you're selling yourself. And that is extremely important when you're talking to somebody. That, remember, you're selling yourself. You're always on a job interview. Now, the next part of that is when we're going through these things, when we get down to that message part or that money part, you can transition that conversation with that catchphrase that I've been working on for a while, and it's this. Paul, there's a company that I know about that's taking a large percentage of their income and putting it in cash pools for people to share. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to say, I'm going to buy my wife a car. I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then share something emotional about it. I'm going to buy my wife a car. I can't wait to put the keys in her hand. I can't wait to see the look on her face. I'm going to be so happy, man, when I buy her that car. I'm going to be so happy when we get that house. And you're going to share that. And then shut up. Don't say anything. Listen to what they're telling you after that. And listen to it. And you're going to save that information for later. Listen to what they're saying. Now, if they're interested, maybe I've said now too many times, but if they're interested, if you get some buying signs, like they may be interested, and if your conversation has already been going for 20 minutes plus, you're going to want to leave that conversation. If you sat down and they're right to business and you've only spent 5 minutes, then you can get into the interview part. But if not, you're going to want to end that conversation and leave them hanging. You don't want to tell them what the name of the business is. You don't want to tell them, is it CBD oil? You don't want to tell them anything like that, because really, technically, we're not a CBD oil company. We're a We're a company that does nutraceuticals, and CBD being one of them, and CBD products being one of them. So you just leave them hanging. That's it. Because the first thing, if somebody came and told me that, yeah, I'm doing this Zogena business, the very first thing that person's going to do is go home and Google Zogena. That's the first thing they're going to, that's what everybody does. Or even when they get in their car, they're going to Google it and find out everything they can find out about Zogena. And chances are that you might not get that extra appointment because you've given them too much information. TMI. We always want to leave them hungry for the next step, hungry for the next area that we're moving to in this sale. So you can end the conversation with that. That's awesome, Paul. Man, yeah, that's great. I'm glad, man. I'm happy that you want to buy your wife a car. That's going to be awesome. You're already putting them into the sale. That's going to be awesome. Listen, we'll talk more next week. Or you reset the appointment. Let's talk business next week for sure. And you're going to leave it, I have to go. I have to go. You might check your phone and say, I've got to go. Nice chatting with you. When can we meet next week? And leave it at that. If he's given you a genuine response on what he wants or what he would do with the money, and doing that is how it makes him feel, and we're going to get into that on the next video, you're going to have him at the next appointment. I've done this several times with people, and I recently done it with a guy who we weren't able to follow up with for an entire month. And when he did show up, he was chomping at the bit, ready to go. So this works. You're going to want to find out what it is that they really want. And then you're going to find out how it makes them feel if they had that. Yeah, man, how would you feel if you got that wife that car? How would you feel if you bought your family the house? How would you feel if you were able to send your kid to college and not have them get any student loans? And they're going to tell you. How would that make you feel if you were able to, that's a great one. How would that make you feel if you were able to do this? How'd that make you feel? And then you're going to listen to them, and then you cut it off. You cut it off. It's going to leave them so hungry, and that's what you want to do. Then you set the appointment for the following week. All right? I hope you guys get this and understand it. I'm going to rewatch this and see if I didn't say now too many times or and or buts or any of those things. But I hope you enjoy the video. God bless you guys. You're the greatest team in the world. Thanks.